Hello, this is Dan Ferrisi, Group Editor, Commercial and Security with Emerald. So happy to be joined today by my friend Thomas Tang, who is President, Founder, and CEO of Apantac. They're going to be at InfoComm booth C8004. Topic of conversation is, of course, InfoComm. Apantac is one of the most well-known, well-respected companies in our industry. So we go to industry leaders like Thomas to get what they're excited about InfoComm, what people can look forward to seeing when they connect with Apantac at InfoComm. Thank you so much, Thomas, for being here. Always great to catch up with you.
Thank you. It's always great talking to you.
Yeah. So let's get right into it. Obviously, Apantac is a recognized technology leader. That's just a given. AV over IP continues to be very topical, and I know you have a launch coming up at InfoComm that's a little bit different. It's kind of a Dante audio-centered launch, isn't it?
Yes. Apantac, we've done a lot of video products. So AV over IP, we always really concentrated on the video part. But now we're launching some audio products. So audio over IP has become very, very exciting. And Dante's been around for a while. So for this InfoComm, we have a brand new product that's coming out that would take actually it's a 16-channeled a decoder product that will take HDMI all the way up to actually 8K.
Wow.
So it will decode up to 16 channels of audio, and it supports multiple codecs. And there's so many of them. I'm going to probably miss some as I list them, right? So the most exciting part is, of course, Dolby Atmos, right? So we can decode Dolby Atmos, and then from there on, like all the other Dolby stuff, and MPEG, Sony, you name it. I'm not going to list them all. But please come to our booth at C8004, and we'll give you a live demo. And this is very, very exciting. It's the first time we've gotten into this space, and there's already really, really, really good feedback.
Very exciting indeed. I know I'm going to be going to booth C8004 to check it out myself. The other one I want to check out and talk about is KVM over IP, 4K 60, and Open Gear. You want to talk about that, Thomas? Another exciting development from Apantac.
Yeah. So at ISC this year we launched the 4K 60 over IP, and the exciting part of that was that it was over 1 gig with only 2 milliseconds of delay. So that was so popular, and they know it was on our roadmap to create an Open Gear card, because the Open Gear card on our previous generation KVM was so popular. One of the important things is that you could take an Open Gear frame, you could fit 10 of these cards with redundant power supplies and actual live status monitoring, and they're hot pluggable. They're hot swappable. So you could just pull them out and put them back in while everything's still powered on. It really takes that KVM system to the next level, to the broadcast quality level. So we did that now with the KVM over IP in 60. So that's our big exciting news for KVM.
Cool. Yet another reason to check out the booth. So one other thing I want to get into, obviously Apantac, part of the HD-based-T Alliance. I always see you over there at the HD-based-T booth. I'm just going to see you again this time at InfoComm as well. HD-based-T 3 boards, also an Open Gear. Want to tell me a little bit about that?
So again, Open Gear gives you like the reliability, the redundancy, and everything, right? With the optional, even you can even get SNMP in an Open Gear frame. So when we decided to make a HD-based-T card, we decided what's the most important. Of course, the technology itself is reliable already, right? So what do we do to provide system integrators that next level of reliability and flexibility they need? Well, one of the things is density. In a 2-rack unit frame, we can now put 20 of these cards in 2 rack units. Okay, so these They're centrally managed, redundant power supply, network manageable, live status monitoring, and all that. And one of the most exciting thing about the HD-based T3, it's its USB support. So instead of just putting 20 of these cards in there as transmitter receivers for HDMI, we could also configure that as 10 cards of KVM extenders. So there's KVM over IP, but let's not forget there's a lot of secure KVM that needs to be point to point. Okay, so this will give you 10 cards of KVM transmitters or receivers, a point-to-point KVM transmitter receivers in 2 rack units. And again, you know, doing a live event or doing a critical mission, if there's ever anything wrong, don't need to turn the power off. Just pull the card out, put a new one in. That's, you know, that's what I call reliability, flexibility.
Reliability and flexibility, to be sure. I don't think there's any doubt that HD-based T3 is going to be a big topic of conversation at InfoComm. Just going back to HD-based T one more time, I did want to talk about a thought leadership panel that you'll be part of. I'm very honored to be moderating thought leadership panels once again at the HD-based T booth this year. You want to talk a little bit about, you know, you being invited on as a panelist, a recognized thought leader, as I say, talking about important issues related to the industry?
Well, you know, we talked about, I think the last time we talked about was how to bring the reliability of the broadcast industry into the Pro AV. You know, we talked about that and how the market is merging. But it is now very important to really talk about really the, you know, the environmental social governance of manufacturing, as well as you know, implementation of these systems. I think that'll be a very important topic that we address during our conversation there.
Looking forward to that conversation. I'm looking forward to speaking to all the thought leaders at the HD-based T booth, but I'm especially looking forward to visiting the Apantac booth, booth C8004, and checking out all you have to offer, including that big Dante audio launch. I can't wait to check that out. Thank you so much, Thomas. Really appreciate you being here today.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure as always to be joined by Thomas Tang, President, Founder, CEO of Apantac. My name is Dan Ferrisi, Group Editor, Commercial and Security with Emerald. Please keep your eye on commercialintegrator.com and the run-up to InfoComm during the show and afterward for more exciting thought leadership content and new product-related content from the show, just like this. And do check out booth C8004 at InfoComm for exciting launches from Apantac. Thank you for tuning in.